world where secrets shimmer under neon lights. This isn't small talk. This is TRPP True Talk. We don't just watch the shadows. We dive into them.
What's up, guys? It's your boy TRPP, and I'm back with that true talk, baby. Let's go. All right, guys, before we jump into it, if you do me a huge favor, smash that like, smash that share, and if you're new, smash that subscribe. It's all free to do, and I appreciate it greatly. All right, y'all. All right. So, yeah, what a couple of days. What a couple of days. Um, Revenge litigation going next level, absolutely next level. And I a dangerous level. I'm trying to pick my words wisely because this situation, not very many situations get me upset, but this one, it's quite upsetting. It's quite upsetting. It's very dangerous, in my opinion. Um, as many of you guys know, we have a frivolous litigator who has been threatening some revenge litigation, in my opinion, and you know, taking in a fundraiser to do so. Well, he chose to send out some C&Ds, which most of us in the community know about. If you don't go around the rest of the community, you just come to this channel. You've kind of heard about it already. At least you should have from our previous videos. And so she sent out some C&Ds, which are absolute garbage. They're filled with accusations, and there's no evidence, zero evidence of any of the accusations. Claimed that she sent out four, but we've only seen three. So already a lie there, right? And within those C&Ds, there's accusations that are, I mean, if the creator wanted to, they could flip the script and go at her for defamation on some of this. So, anyways, what's happened so far with that is Gretty's Watching has taken her C&D and kind of flipped the script and sent paperwork back at her to her attorney, basically pulling her into court. She wants the evidence. She wants it now, and she wants Mumu to appear in PA. And not only that, it's looking like there's a possibility that her moderators might have to appear there as well. So there's a court date. It's on the docket. It's for real. Mumu wants to sit over there and act like it's a dog and pony show, or she calls it a circus and pony show. She is horrible, horrible at at these sayings and proper placement of them. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And what I mean, just off the wall ignorant, and like we should. I guess we shouldn't expect anything less from her though. Okay, so that's what we have right there, right? Well, you can tell Mumu is trying to cover it up like it's no big deal to her people, and she's trying to push that claim that she sent out four C&Ds, which we know she didn't. No signatures. It was standard overnight FedEx. Not done well at all. So in retaliation, I believe in retaliation for that, and then also in retaliation to the fact that Cletus of Clue and Cletus, right, of the Cluminati crew, Clue's fiance Cletus, he has recently started to on his own channel break down the legalities, the law, the actual laws of the land that all this is taking place in. And I feel because of that, and because she wants to get at Clue, that she has done one of the most dangerous things that you can do to a man. And that is putting some crazy accusations out of stalking, harassment, and the worst is the absolute worst that you could do is throwing out accusations of unwanted sexual misconduct, right? And she did it in her own state, and she tried to do it ex parte so she could get it ruled on without him even being there to defend himself. These accusations alone, uh, they can absolutely ruin a reputation and ruin somebody's future chances of employment. I mean, there's all kinds of things. There's a list that we can go through of things that it could possibly ruin for this man. All because she can't handle words on the internet. And most of the words on the internet she can't handle are the truth. Yeah. So luckily enough, the judge did not allow the ex parte part to go through. But now Cletus and Clue are going to have to travel to court in another state to defend themselves or defend him against these accusations. And another thing about this is she's claiming that she filed on both Clue and Cletus, right? And I believe she's only doing that because the way that she worded some of the stuff in the filing against Cletus sounded like she was talking about both of them, but we all know those have to be filed separately. But she's trying to claim to her subscribers that she filed on both of them, which she didn't. And I believe she's doing that to kind of reduce the pushback she's receiving for the simple fact that she made the claims that she did. Now, I have two clips pulled up for us, one by Hartley and one by Everyday with Jay. And this first one by Hartley is Mumu's response to the pushback. The pushback she's getting when the whole entire community found out what she did. And she did this on her own without her lawyer, which we don't even know if he's still active, but we'll see, I guess. But yeah, she did this on her own volition. And in my opinion, this was a multi-pronged attack to get at Clue, to get some retribution for the fact that GW flipped the script on her and made her look like an idiot, and to try to ruin Cletus, to try to ruin Cletus and Clue's life. You don't make these type of accusations, false accusations against somebody, unless you're trying to ruin their lives. Plain and simple. It'd be one thing if he did some of this stuff. It is what it is. But he didn't. He's literally in a whole nother state. And there's no proof or evidence that could be given to substantiate her claims at all. At all. Zero. None. That being said, let's go ahead and pull up this first Hartley clip so you can hear in her own words how she responded to her community after the shit hit the fan. Once again, this is by Hartley. Shout out Hartley. I'll have her links down in the description. Go check her out. Awesome clip channel. Highly recommend.
I don't see your other comment, Brenda. No, and I can't. I hope not. Brittany, my daughter, is paralegal, and she said, "Please be careful." Yeah, I'm not giving anything else out, Mama. That's all, Mountain Mama. I'm not. There's nothing else for me to talk about. Like, honest to God, like I didn't even want to talk about this. I didn't even want to say anything.
Yeah, she definitely didn't want to talk about this. She was hoping, I think in her head, she was hoping that when that letter was delivered by law enforcement to Cletus, like it was, can you imagine that too? Cletus and Clue enjoying their night, and all of a sudden, knock, knock, they answered the door, and it's two law enforcement agents handing him paperwork, a protection order with these claims in it. Can you imagine that? I'll tell you right now. Yeah. Let's keep rolling.
About this, but telling people that I'm falsely accused. Like, I had subscribers of mine leaving. Subscribers of mine believe that I took sexual charges out on this man. I would never do that. Never. Let's see. And the sheriff went over it with.
And yes, in the background, I'm not talking about the little guinea pig noises you're hearing that Hartley put in there, but in the background, yes, you can most definitely hear a child in the background. So this grown up stuff is being talked about freely around children that have no place hearing any of this YouTube stuff. You can't make this stuff up, man.
Them. I mean, anybody can look it up online too, you know. Summer, they're looking me up in my town. I got a seatbelt ticket on Friday. A seatbelt ticket on Friday, and they knew about it. A seatbelt ticket on Friday, and they knew about it. Cassie, can
I'll explain that. Okay. So what it is we know that this lady don't leave her house hardly ever unless it's to drop off her little children at school or go run errands because her old man never leaves the house. And all of a sudden, she's got these stories of running into police officers and them giving her, or one police officer giving her a hard time about a football team hoodie she's wearing. Well, anybody that was watching that stream when she said that with a vested interest in what's going on with this litigation and everything, people that are curious that like the sleuth, when they hear that, they'd be like, well, why is she running into a police officer and having this conversation with him? So some smart subscriber decided, hey, I wonder, she must have either been at a courthouse, maybe filing some new paperwork, or maybe she got herself into some trouble with the law. So said smart subscriber went ahead and did a little sleuthing, which isn't hard. If you're part of this community, we all know how to do it. And what do you know? She got herself a seatbelt ticket. No big deal, really. But to her, that is something that she could use to add to her sympathy grip that she is being stalked and harassed. When reality is, it's always her mouth and the information she gives out that allows people to know exactly what she's up to. No mystery. It's just your mouth. Let's proceed.
I'm so sorry. Can you ask your question again, Cassie? I'm so sorry. Now y'all are going to have me paranoid. I'm going to be looking over my shoulder. I didn't even consider maybe a private, oh my God.
You see that? One of our chatters said, they might have a private investigator following you. Come on, man. Ain't none of us paying no money to have some private investigator follow you around and possibly get biological contamination from getting too close to you. Ain't happening. You're tripping. But of course, she's going to take it and use it to get her people all emotionally fired up, like people are actually having a PI come after her. Like, what? For real? True locale.
Jesus help us. This is too much, man. This is way too much. Nobody deserves this. And people are like, oh, she deserves everything she gives just as good as she gets. Well, you know what? I bet you they ain't never had to worry about me following them, or if I'm sending someone to their town. Come on now. These people know I don't do that kind of stuff, man. And the false accusations that I'm doing.
Because the rest of us, we ain't scared of everything, lady. We ain't out here making up scenarios in our head and scared about everything, but we all know you ain't really scared either. This is just some stuff to tell your subscribers to work up the narrative, right? Get that sympathy. You ain't fooling nobody.
When private, like doing dirty things privately behind the scenes. It's all lies. It's all lies. I have no problem handing over my messages at all. And I know my friends are the same. Oh, and the picture that they said that I have of Clue, it was a screen recording that I was saving because
Yeah. So if we're talking about stalking, right? I mean, stalker behavior. This lady literally has files of other content creators' screenshots, multiple screenshots of content creators that she keeps in files. What? Like, bro, unless you're reusing those to make some funny animations, some funny memes, the good old back and forth stuff that us YouTubers do, cool, whatever. But she doesn't. She doesn't make that type of stuff. She just keeps people's photos in a file, close up photos. What the hell is that about? Very strange. Very strange.
because unfortunately with all of this stuff, I have to document everything.
But does she? But does she really have to document everything? So, I'm telling you guys, those were her words. That was her backpedaling. And the way it unfolded, too, the way it unfolded was she had a stream going, right? And the moment she got word that Clue was going live, she ended her live hella quick, right? Super quick. And it was kind of strange because a lot of people know her her behavior and her habits, her streaming habits, and she doesn't usually end a stream without ending a drama stream without having a true crime stream set up. And she usually doesn't end a true crime stream unless she's passed out. So for her to just abruptly stop a stream was kind of strange. And the way that Clue came on in her title, well, we kind of felt like there was something up. And sure enough, that's when Clue came on and told us all about this whole protective order. Okay. But those were her words right there. After Clue had come out, Queen had followed up with that. Jay had, we're about to watch Jay and what Jay had to say. Those were her words. That was her backpedaling. So the next clip we're going to watch is Jay is for Justice. And Jay is going to break down what exactly was in that protective order. Okay. So I know most of you guys have seen it, but for all the people that watch this channel that don't hang out in these other channels that are following these tells now, the new people, we're going to go ahead and play it so they can hear. And mind you, this is serious. Now, I say this is serious because of this. One, the way that she did it, the ex parte. Okay. She literally tried to get these orders in place without the man being able to defend himself against some serious allegations. And like I said, not to be redundant, these are allegations that can literally ruin a man's life. Dangerous. Absolutely dangerous. And this is a man who she's already accused of really vile, heinous things that he ain't about, that were completely false. Defame this man. Defame this man's soon to be wife. Clue married the man already, all right? So, yeah, man. Even with all that stuff that she's did against them, Clue and Cletus haven't went after her. They've just sat back and kind of left the ball in her court. And this is how she's going to play. This is how she's going to play the ball. Just foul, cheat, nasty. Going after a man's livelihood and reputation. Luckily enough for this man, he's in a position of intelligence and capability and has the assets to be able to fight for the truth for himself. Luckily enough. But if this was any other man, it could have possibly been very different. She could have put this on a man that didn't have maybe the experience and the intelligence, or maybe even if he had the experience and intelligence, maybe he didn't have the money to be able to travel to another state and have a lawyer present evidence to defend him and clear his name. This is dangerous, man. It's so very dangerous. Over words on the internet, and once again, I say, most of those words are true. So let's pull up Jay. So go ahead and share this tab. Pull this up. All right, guys. So as it says, Jay will be reading the BJ's RO filing against Cletus. Okay. And the reason I chose Jay reading it out is she's fairly concise. She interjects a little bit, but I like Jay. She's funny. She's intelligent. So figure we roll with this one. And if you haven't checked Jay's channel out, which, like I said, most of you guys probably have, because most of you are all from the same community I am. If you haven't, go check her out, sub up, give her a like. She's good people, great content. Whether it's drama content,
She's growing like a weed too. She's got 26,000 subs.
damn phone started talking to me, y'all. Could probably edit that out, but we won't. Damn, Rumble done popped up on me. But anyways, what I was saying is great content, super funny. Go check her out if you haven't. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to this ridiculous RO that's been filed against Cletus.
It says, because of these acts of unlawful conduct, the plaintiff requests that the court grant the following relief. And then there's 3 boxes, but only number 3 is checked. The temporary order to be issued ex parte without notice.
Ex parte. Dirty, man. So absolutely dirty. Thank God that part was not granted. Dirty nonetheless.
To the defendant, because the plaintiff will suffer immediate injury, loss, or damage before the defendant can be heard in that.
And that was her reasoning for it. What? Injury? Like what? This man lives in a completely different state. You have never met this man in person. He has never even been in your vicinity. He has done none of the things that you have made claims on. And you are literally going to go this route and try to ruin this man. You're vile.
She puts a notation. She knows where I live, and I feel like this order will make things worse.
Shake, shake, shake.
So see right there where it says she, what she's referring to is Clue there, not actually Cletus. And I don't know if her pea brain really thought that she could get both of them into one piece of paperwork like that, but that's not how it works. That's just not how it works. Yeah, so you didn't file on both of them. You filed on Cletus. That's whose name is on this paperwork.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake those bushes.
Wow,
Shake those
BJ.
bushes.
Wanting an emergency order without a fucking hearing. Without a hearing to defend himself. Do you understand what that means?
So no, she really doesn't understand what that means. She really doesn't. Let's go ahead and bump this up.
She wanted them to just go ahead and grant it to her fat ass because she said so. And she thinks that the behavior, which she's lying about, is going to get worse because of this order.
Facts. Absolute lies. Literally none of her accusations have any merit to them. There is no evidence whatsoever of any of them. Like this is dangerous. And I myself hope, I never really hope bad things on people, but when you have dished out so much vile behavior and tried to go after so many people's livelihoods and basically destroy their lives the way this person has with zero regret, remorse, and there's nothing in her entire being that cares for others. So there's some severe repercussions when a person does something like this. Severe repercussions in the courts. And I hope that every one of those repercussions is sought after by Cletus. Now, he's his own man. He's going to do what he needs to do. And he's a good guy. So I don't know how far he'll go with it, but I really do. I hope that she does feel the full repercussions of what she's done.
Can you believe this shit? Fucking BJ is trying to get a restraining order on Cletus due to unwanted sexual something. Claim. Yes. Yes. So she wanted an emergency order that would prevent Cletus from being able to defend himself against these claims. That's what she wanted. She didn't get that. But just the fact that she even did this, wanted that, What the fuck is wrong with you?
I second that, Jay. What the is wrong with you, Moo Moo? Yeah. And I was on Trisha Talk's panel earlier today, and I kind of gave the same spill, but this right here, when this happened last night and I found out, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I think I probably had the same feeling that other men in this community more than likely had, and thoughts that were going through their head of like, it's that easy, huh? It's that easy for somebody to go down and make false, meritless accusations against us. These type of accusations that could literally ruin our reputations, ruin any chance of future employment. Like there's all kinds of things that this could ruin, right? Like some of us guys out here are single. What if, later on we choose to start looking for a mate, a forever, partner? Nowadays, everybody's smart. Well, at least most people are smart, and they do background checks in the dating scene now. Can you imagine? Because some angry heifer decided she didn't like your words, that she's going to file this on you? And what if you're not in a position where you can financially go fight for yourself, fight for the truth in another state? So, me, and I'm sure other men in the community that aren't in the position Cletus is in, we're probably thinking, like, is it worth it? Is it even worth it to make content about these situations or give our opinions on on panels on other people's platforms, or even make comments in other people's chats because you could piss off somebody because they don't like the truth and the words and your opinions? Is it worth it? I ain't gonna lie, I thought on it for a little bit. uh it's kind of apprehensive for about 5 minutes. And then I remembered, no, I mean, I got a spine, and I don't really run. I'm not much of a runner. So my mom, my dad didn't raise no sissy. Um, I've always stood up for what I believe in and stood on it and never backed down. So nah, I ain't backing down on this. I'm gonna keep doing my thing and calling it like I see it and giving my opinions on these situations. But that's just me. This right here, this behavior right here can run a lot of good people straight out of this community. It could. Us men out here, we're already few and far between because it takes a certain type of intellectual man to appreciate and sit back and want to learn about human behavior and human psychology that goes on in these communities and the people we review, because that's what most of us men are here for, right? A lot of them ladies are like, you're too old, a man in drama, this is all women stuff. No, I'm here for the human psychology, human behavior, and watching it all and understanding it and applying what I've learned to each situation and scenario. So that being said, there's a lot of smart dudes out here, a lot of them. And this action right here and the threats that she has made, the threat that she has become to us men, yeah, we might lose some good dudes out here because of this behavior. It's dangerous. Let's go.
Mm-mm-mm. And then it says if you checked block 3, you need to check A or B below. But she didn't check either one. And it says, I certify I have made the following efforts, if any, to give notice to the defendant and give the following reasons supporting why notice should not be required. Explain. It's blank. I certify there is good cause to grant the remedy because the harm that the remedy is intended to prevent would likely occur if the defendant were given any prior notice of the request for relief in that. give specific reasons why harm would occur if prior notice were given to the defendant. All she puts is, she knows where I live and I feel like this order will make things worse.
So she couldn't even give a good reason, a legitimate good reason for why the judge should have granted it right then and there. And not only could she not give a good reason, she said she, and she was referring to Clue knowing where she lives. But the paperwork isn't for Clue; it's for Cletus. So I'm assuming that right there was made the judge scratch his head and be like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna grant this." But this is what we're dealing with out here. Somebody that could do this, take this kind of extreme action against an individual that has merely only ever said words, given opinions, or spoke, or just straight spoke on truth, which Mumu seems to hate. She don't like the truth a whole lot.
She has opened herself up to a whole lot. Fuck her. Fuck you, BJ. Really, fuck you. I'm done with her. Here we go. Now we've got boxes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Listen up. Number 4, to order the defendant not to visit, assault, molest, or otherwise interfere with the plaintiff.
Once again, Cletus has never done any of those actions. Ever. He's never even come near this swine. Ever.
Oh my God. I can't even fucking. You know that this cunt, this little fucker, signed this on October the 2nd?
I'm not gonna lie. How that is the exact emotion I had last night. How Jay just was. You could just see the utter. She was pissed. You could see it. Jay's very, very articulate, and I mean, she can get a little wild. She get a little wild at times, little out there, a little Cooterville rage. But I felt her when I watched this. I felt her because I was feeling the same damn thing. Like, are you serious? Are you the shitty C&Ds were one thing. The accusation in those were one thing. The whole plan to go to YouTube legal, one thing. But this right here, and let's go ahead and back it up a little bit, because this right here wasn't just a shot to try to ruin a man, to get at that man's old lady. This right here, don't get it twisted. This type of paperwork right here would have been slapped with those C&Ds and sent to YouTube legal. Facts. Absolute facts. I'm telling you this right now. If she would have got that okay by the judge, though those paperwork, that paperwork right there would have been slapped with those C&Ds, and I'm telling you right now, would have been immediately sent to YouTube legal with her attorney. YouTube legal receives a bunch of a C&D with a bunch of accusations in that, and then a actually judge stamped protective order against another YouTuber. I'm telling you, she's coming for channels. 100% coming for channels. She does not have enough money to seek any type of litigation in the court system. But what she's doing right now is every step you would take from the flagging live streams on specific days, and those specific flag live streams are in the C&Ds, and now a protective order against one of the YouTubers. I'm telling you right now, that is what she's doing. I know a lot of people already think it, but I'm telling you this is part of her process, and this is what she's doing. In my opinion, very strong opinion.
This little trifling bitch signed this last Thursday.
Trifling is a perfect word. Perfect word, Jay. Perfect. Perfect. And just about to explain the dates, because what it is the night before this paperwork got served to Cletus, Mumu sat on her channel and literally went at every creator damn near from the dark side. Big time at Clue. She talked so much trash. And she did it knowing that the following day that ROs would be served to Cletus and effectively shutting him down to speak on her, and would make Clue not want to speak on her because they're they're very logical people. They understand strategy and they know that's what she wants. And I also think that she went after Cletus because she knew if she went after Cletus and shut Cletus down, then all of us other content creators would be feared into silence as well. And that is my opinion. Could be wrong, but with this one, she has like this equal measure of ignorance, but yet super strategic with her fuck shit. It's 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 crazy. But I believe that's what she was doing.
The stream we were just listening to for Bajingo was Friday, where she was crying about the ease, right? Got served by Granny the day after she signed this. Oh, I am so fucking mad right now. After what she did to Baby Clue. Wow, BJ. Wow. She was served by Granny on Friday.
Yeah, and let's just throw that in here as well. This is the same vile piece of manure that re-victimized Clue and her daughter. And you all know what I'm talking about. I don't really want to go back into it because I don't like talking about it. She's evil, pure evil.
All right, number 5. To order the defendant to stop stalking the plaintiff. Blue, we got your back. Anything that you guys need, we got you. This is fucked up. Number 6. To order the defendant to cease harassment of the plaintiff. Number 7. To order the defendant not to abuse or injure the plaintiff.
Abuse or injure? Okay. The stalking, harassing part, you have no evidence of, but that's not nearly as outlandish as the rest of it. Ugh. I'm having a hard time watching my mouth on this one, guys. I'm usually pretty measured and reserved on my delivery, and this one right here, I'm having a very hard time with it. Yeah.
According to a police report that was released via FOIA that I read over on X, this woman was kicked in the head by her boyfriend with steel-toed boots, and he didn't even get one of these. Let that sink in.
Facts. An actual abuser in her life did not get one of these. He did not even get prosecuted for it because the witness, I'm assuming, chose not to cooperate with the DA. But a man that lives in another state who has merely spoke his opinion or spoke on truth gets one with the most horrible accusations in it and allegations. It's make that make sense to me, Mumu. Make it make sense.
DJ. It's insane. To order, okay, number 8 is to order the defendant not to contact by telephone, written communication, or electronic means the plaintiff.
Once again, he has done none of those. None of those. He's never called her. He has never emailed her. He has never tagged her in a video or live stream or short or anything that could be considered direct communication at all. Never. Never.
Why? Because they're talking on the phone all the time? What the fuck? Number 9, to order the defendant to refrain from entering or remaining present at the plaintiff's residence, school, place of employment, or other places specified. And then that is blank. And that was signed on October 2nd, 2025 by Brittany Jackson.
So she knew the night before this was served, she knew it was coming, and she knew she had one more night to talk a mad load of shit on all the creators, and most importantly, on Clue and Cletus, to get them as outraged as possible so that when that RO came, they might possibly make a mistake and come on and talk about her. If that isn't strategic, I don't know what you would consider strategic. She's trying to bait everybody into making a very dumb decision. That way she can take it and use it in her filings that she thinks she's going to send to YouTube Legal. And I'm telling you right now, thank God, Cletus and Clue are very intelligent and have chosen to go the route they have gone to ice her out until this litigation in the courtroom is done and he is cleared. I don't know how long they plan on icing her out after that. I don't care. That's up to them. I'm going to support them either way. It's very smart by them because today they were shown a massive amount of support in their live stream, massive amount of support from our community. And they did not talk about, I gotta be good, gonna be good. They did not talk about Moo Moo at all. Even when comments came up, they did not read them. Bravo.
And the verification, Beej, I don't know if you read this or not, but it says, I, the undersigned, being first duly sworn, say that I am the plaintiff in this action, that I've read the complaint, that the matters and things alleged in the complaint are true, except to those things alleged upon information and belief as to those I believe them to be true and accurate.
So she signed that and swore all that to be true. She just swore on a legitimate document that will go through the courts that everything she stated was true. Well, unfortunately for her, she's not going to be able to prove any of that at all. And Clue and Cletus will show up with proper legal representation, legal knowledge, and all the evidence I'm sure they need to literally knock this down and hopefully walk out of there seeing her have to suffer the repercussions of those lies on that paperwork.
This is not signed by an attorney. It is signed by Brittany Jackson. Filed on the 2nd of October. It is signed. She also printed her name. And the clerk, the deputy clerk, signed it. Wow. This is beyond fucked. Beach, get help. Get help.
So that's that, guys, on that. Once again, that was Jay. What is that one? On Everyday with Jay. Definitely check her out if you haven't. Great content. Everyday with Jay for your Vajingo content. And then she also does amazing true crime at Jay is for Justice. I'm going to go ahead and put her link and Hartley's link down in the description. And I implore you to check both those channels out. Amazing creators. All right, guys. So, yeah, that is where we're at with this frivolous revenge litigator and her antics. She has sent out some bunk CNDs that weren't signed for. They were sent out standard overnight FedEx. CNDs that went out to all three creators, not four, were filled with just false allegations with zero evidence, zero timestamps for live streams. Absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. So whoever rounded up all this evidence to take to the attorney's office to have the paralegal write it up, I don't think it was Beej by herself. Not going to make any straight allegations on who it is, but in my opinion, it was not Beej by herself. No. But there was no vetting, obviously, by the paralegal or the lawyer of this information. It was purely typed up and sent out. Whoever gathered that information is going to make that attorney look like a next level fool for putting this out, for stamping his name on this. That was bad enough. And then she goes and pulls this shit. Going for an ex parte protection order against a man who has never even been in her vicinity, who has never stalked her, has never harassed her, because there's a definition for those. And none of what he has ever done on the internet falls in the criteria for those. But yet she has went and tried to get a judge to sign off on that. Thank God he didn't. But still, Cletus is going to have to go to North Carolina and fight for his innocence and the truth against this massive heifer lump because of her hurt feelings and not being able to take people's opinions about her or people speaking the truth of what she says. Once again, I believe that that was a multi-pronged attack. It was meant to ruin Cletus, piss Clue off, add a new document to the CNDs for YouTube legal, and to fear other content creators into silence. Once again, just like she did in PA. And on top of that, I don't think she likes good men. The men she surrounds herself with are absolute filth, in my opinion. Her baby daddy is filth, in my opinion. Her moderator, who is also a creator, that lemon dude, absolute filth, in my opinion. He's a stalker of underage children, minor children. And in my opinion, I don't even know if I have to say in my opinion on that one because there's evidence on it. Literally FOIA's information, tries to FOIA information or receives FOIAs from other slime balls to stalk another creator's children. Literally every mail that goes in her chat is next level filth. So in my opinion, she's only comfortable around filth And every real man on this platform that speaks with knowledge, intellect, logic, reason, respect, real men, she absolutely has a disdain for. Um, Kind of screams daddy issues, but hey, I'm not a therapist, right? So who knows? But in my opinion, she hates a real man. Therefore, she wants to shut us all up. And by going after one of the most outspoken real men in the community, I believe that's what she was after as well. Yeah, guys, this right here is some absolute bullshit. Absolutely. I do. I pray that Cletus and Clue go down there and the courts make an example of her. This right here is serious. False allegations like this against men, it's so serious because it takes away from every woman who's ever had to actually get one of these filed against an actual abusive, dangerous man. It's a mockery, an absolute mockery. Mumu, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should. You know that was too far. I mean, all this litigation stuff's been too far. But this, come on now. Come on. This is way too far. All right. I guess I've been going for a little bit now, and I mean, I could sit here and rant on this all night, but I know y'all don't want to listen to me rant for another hour and a half. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up right now. I just hope, and I know most of our community understands it, but I hope everybody understands how dangerous this is for the men in our community. That this could literally cause good guys to leave because nobody wants to have to deal with these type of allegations being thrown at them. Like nobody wants that, regardless if it can be proven or not. These type of allegations are absolutely dangerous. Yeah, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So I appreciate the community standing with Clue and Cletus. Uh, that's been amazing to see. I had no doubt that we would, and everybody would rise to the occasion. But just being able to see it today and their live stream made me get. It was another day of being proud to be a part of this community. Uh, I I don't want to be a part of any other community. This one right here, in my opinion, is hands down the best community. And this is a big claim, right? Because YouTube's huge. How many creators? How many subscribers? Millions upon millions. And I feel like this is hands down the best community you could ever belong to. So thank you all for being who you are and standing up for what's right, and for giving guys like me who don't want to go through this the confidence to stick around and be a voice of reason in this community. Because if it was any other community, I'd have been gone. I'd have just been like, this ain't worth it. But in this community, I feel supported to stay and be one of those creators that people appreciate being around. So thank you all. And once again, much love, and I stand with you, Clue and Cletus. This should not be happening to you guys. None of this shit that you guys gone through should have been happening. Um, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But you guys will be victorious. I know this. So, what else can I say? Yeah, if you're new here and you like the presentation, you like the channel, please subscribe. I appreciate it greatly. It's free to do. If you can smash that like as well, also free to do. If you feel like you want to do a little extra, go ahead and hit that share, put it out there, see if anybody else would want to watch my content. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys being here. Listen to me rant and my opinions. I appreciate it greatly. So, that being said, it's your boy TRPP, and it's been True Talk. And until the next live, next premiere, next video, or next short, I'm out, y'all. Much love. Peace.
In a world where secrets shimmer under neon lights, this isn't small talk. This is TRPP True Talk. We don't just watch the shadows, we dive into them.